Good morning, good evening, and good afternoon. Some crazy times we're living here in North America, not just Canada, but all of it from Mexico to Canada. The political landscape for the Liberal Party is near an end. Uh, the NDP can't help them out anymore. So, uh, some say we're headed into an election here before Christmas. Time will tell. I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, it's going to happen. People are saying, we're going to have an election before in October. Well, the general election's next October, by the way. So only another 365 more free meals for these guys, times that by three. So we got 900 and or over 1,000 free meals for these guys. What's going on, troll? So you get the world's up in arms right now. You got the Zionists and Israel, man, bombing next door to Lebanon, looking at licking their lips at Iran, and I don't know what to make of any of it. Everybody says, "Oh, we're going into World War III." The conspiracy theories out there that said 6, 7 months ago, maybe a year ago, even people were saying that the U.S. elections will be stalled because they're going to go into a World War III, and I thought, well, that's a conspiracy theory, but I've been listening to them all, right? And they may be right. They may be right. And they have 30 days to pull it off. Yeah, the conspiracy. And it makes me think, right, all along, everything that I've been hearing, right, it just may come true. Even here in Canada. Now, we got Trudeau who wants to send troops to the Middle East uh, to protect Canadians. There was five Canadians killed in Lebanon, and we're going to send in the troops. Well, there was 5 people killed in Toronto in the last 3 days. Send in the troops to Toronto when you got the police being shot at and killed in Toronto, and the government's doing nothing about it. It's sickening. Crime's on a rise. Don't matter where you go. You can move up to, let's say, a nice place like Kirkland Lake, north of Thunder Bay, or north of North Bay, and you're still going to have issues in Kirkland Lake. So I don't know what to make of it. So we are now monetized here on YouTube, which is a milestone because what it takes to get monetized on YouTube is pretty crazy. 3,000 watch hours and everything else, right? So yeah, Canada's done, Jason. A lot of people, Sono out there, a lot of people out there think that, right? And you know what? I'm just working week to week, man. Really. It's disgusting. I'm working week to week. You know what? Some people are working week to week. I'm working every other week because I get paid every 2 weeks, right? So it's brutal. It's fucking. I'm dumbfounded. Really. How did we get here so fast? In 2015, I bought a brand new truck, 0% interest. I paid 70,000 for 75,000 for the truck. It was paid off for in 6 years on the payment plan, 0% interest. Those days are long gone. H, good morning to you too. Morning, Anasty, Jason, everybody, good morning. So I don't know where I'm going with this video, but it's crazy. It's really crazy. I don't know what to believe, who to believe. When it comes to politics, I smell a bunch of bullshit. Even Pierre Poilievre. Okay, now we want change, obviously, in Canada, so we're going to vote Conservative. We're going to give them a super majority by the looks of it. If there is an election held tomorrow, the Conservatives will win. You got the Liberals calling the Conservatives the far right. You got the Conservatives calling the Liberals fascists. It's crazy. It's crazy. Time will tell what Pierre Poilievre's all about. Give the guy the benefit of the doubt. Let's see. If it don't work out, we're in big problems, boys and girls. Really big problems. And I don't know what the solution will be. I know what the solution would be, but I'll never say it here on YouTube. That I will not. So the House of Commons I call it the House of Uncommons. The way that they're acting is childish. All the name calling, bickering. Now you got, the RCMP are finally going to start charging some liberals over some skimming and scamming that's been going on. And it might be a little too late. 9 years they've been in power, and there's been a lot of skimming and scamming from day one. And it don't take 9 years an investigation. They're investigating. I'm hearing the RCMP are investigating. Give me a break. A 9-year investigation. They don't even run 9-year investigations on mafia or the bikers or anybody. Okay, they don't run 9-year investigations. So they're saying, they're investigating. Who's Randy? Who's this Randy guy? Bunch of bullshit. Nobody's ever going to go to jail for it. We seen. Okay, and you got this Vashi from CTV. Now, don't get me wrong. She's off on the nice track. She's asking the questions, Vashi is. But they're all the same. Okay. Christina Freeland came from mainstream media. Pamela Wallen came from mainstream media. Mike Duffy was mainstream media. Okay, and these mainstream media are just getting on board with the flow because they know what's going to happen at the end of the day, who's going to be the ruling party, and hey, there may be a seat for them in the House of Commons, right? So mainstream media should never be allowed as politicians. Look what we got. Mr. Speaker, like she's a tweaker, and we don't need that, okay? And this is what we get. We get a lot of bullshit going on here. A lot of bullshit going on in Canadian politics, America too. I can't believe what I'm hearing through the chat lines on the flooding in the Carolinas, where the government's coming in and they're going to give $700 per household as a relief. Wow. Gave away billions and still giving away billions to who? Israel and Ukraine. But you don't have any money for your own people. Even Canada, 77 million, we're broke. Wow. Really? Wow. You think Zelensky and the Ukrainians are going to give us our money back? No, it's a scam. And it's all a scam. And at the end of the day, it's nothing less than money laundering. We're not getting nothing back. We're getting screwed, folks. Screwed. So who's going to the beer fest today? There's a beer fest in Windsor. It's like Oktoberfest. Well, it is October. But there's a beer fest at Windsor Eats today. I'm going jet skiing. October, 5th? And I'm going on the water. It's supposed to be a nice day out today, so I'm going to take advantage of it. It's not too often you get to go out on the water on a jet ski in October. But then again, I've been on the water in April, right? So 1 year was April 14th. It was 90 degrees outside, and I went jet skiing. And I was swimming in the Detroit River, and the temperature of that water was 55 degrees cold, and I was swimming in it. So I don't know if I'll be swimming today, but I will be out there, and I will do a little video. Global warming. Let's talk about that. Global warming. I seen something the other day, the floodings in the Carolinas. They're saying it's the worst it's ever been in 500 years on record. You mean to tell me they kept records from 500 years ago about the floodings and the climate change 500 years ago? Are they doing carbon testing on the grounds Is that how they're getting their information and their data? Well, I'm going to tell you guys something about global warming. Okay, and I'm going to do a video of my plant in the backyard. Okay, that's monstrous, monstrous. Now, if there's any problems with the carbon in the air, and I mean the CO2, the first things that are going to die are the plants. I still got tomatoes that are blossoming still. I got tomatoes that are finished. I'm going to show you guys my garden later, and you're going to go, what the heck? Okay, it ain't global warming. And I'm using nothing, no fertilizer whatsoever. I'm using compost, and that's it. Compost and rainwater, no fertilizers, and I'm pulling off everything like a champ. So when they tell you global warming, the first thing that's going to die is the trees. So they have to make a way for the trees to die to sell you on this CO2 crap that they're trying to sell you on. I'm not a believer of it. I might get banned from YouTube for not being a believer of it, but ban me. I'm not a believer of it. Hello, Kitty. Miss Kitty's in the house. So the global warming crap in what's going on in the U.S. is going to be the same thing. People are going, oh no, you're going to have that minority now that's going to believe that the global warming's happening, and now they're going to come out with a tax in America like us, the carbon tax, and that's going to be a way to generate money to fill their boots, because they don't have any carbon taxing over in America, and all that we were in Canada was a testing ground for this carbon tax crap. But it's not going to fly. Now, if PP gets in, he says, I'm going to axe the tax. I highly doubt he's going to axe the tax, because to this day, I've never seen a government, period, backtrack on taxes. And that's from income tax to CPP to the GST to the HST to the SHIT tax, okay? Now, if I look at my paycheck, which I did yesterday, and I seldom look at my pay, it just goes into my bank account. But I looked at the statement. Now, I maxed out my CPP for the year, which means I should get a little bit more money back now. It's maxed out. Oh no, now we have CPP2. So I did a little bit of investigating on what CPP2 is. Well, that's a new tax for the Canadian pension plan, and it's $400 more. So now I got the original CPP1, and as soon as I max that out, okay, now we got CPP2. Look at your checks, folks. Some people don't get to max out their CPP, but if you do, there's a lot of people that do. And right now, around October, it's usually maxed out. So when you thought you were going to get more money back, this is another way for them to scam you. So anybody else notice that shit on their checks, on their payroll? Any business people out there that know about the CPP2? I'm not liking it. So we got a lot of things going on in this country, a lot of things in America. You got the U.S. election coming. I would like to see a Canadian election coincide with the U.S. election around the same time, right? Because conservatives get along better with Republicans and vice versa, right? You want things to work here in Canada. They have to work in America too, so it's better that they work together. CJ, hey Mouth, good to see you. Good to see you too, man. Got a few people popping on. It is early morning. I started this video at 9:11. So we are monetized now on YouTube, which is good. I don't know how that works, the super chats and all that crap, but Jacob, I got to give credit to Jacob because he's making this page fly. It seems like every video he does now, even though it's political, we're getting 20-something thousand views on average, right? Which is pretty big for what we're up to. And it was a tough go making a break here on YouTube. YouTube and Facebook are a lot different. I'm pretty popular on Facebook, we're starting to get there now on this YouTube crap, right? So, and we got the Rumble page going on. Uh-oh, I got a super chat. CJ, $5, man. Tip of the morning. You know what? Very, very, you're the second person, who was it? Somebody donated a coffee, and that's how they were doing it before. Somebody donated a coffee, but you're the first guy, CJ, and I love that name because my best friend, CJ Carroll, growing up, he's no longer with us. He's been passed away now for about 30 years. His name was Cecil James, and we called him CJ, great ball player. And so, yeah, CJ, I'll never forget this. You made my day. You made my morning. You made, well, $5. I'm going to buy a coffee. It's on you. Thank you, sir. Much appreciated. But I am going to court on the 28th of October. And I'm going to start a little podcast. I went to grab my laptop that I haven't used in a few years, and it was like brand new. And the wife says, "Oh, you need a power cord." I open it up. I need more than a power cord. One of my kids must have stepped on it, and they broke the screen. So I got to get another computer. I got one in the basement, but that's my son's gaming computer. So I'm going to buy another one, and I'm going to start doing the podcasts because I got an empty room upstairs. And I'll be under house arrest. I'll still be allowed to go to work. Hopefully that's the plan. You never know when you go to court, right? Shit could fly south for multiple assault in a New York second, right? Where I'm getting house arrest, and guess what? I'm getting house arrest, all right, incarcerated. So hopefully that don't happen, and the deal sticks to the deal, because I'm under the impression through my lawyer that, hey, I'm only going to get 6 to 9 months house arrest, but nothing's cut in stone, right? And you see it. So hopefully I do just get the house arrest, because you know what? I've been on bail for 6 years. I haven't violated. I've been actually a great citizen. I work. I pay my taxes. I just do. It is what it is. I got a family. And what I was doing with the cannabis store was I was feeding the poor, right? Plain and simple. And at the end, now I'm the poor guy because I paid for the lawyers out of my own pocket, right? And they're not cheap. And this has been going on for 6 years, man. 6 years. So, now I'm just a working class guy like I was before the story even happened, right? So would I do it again? Yeah, I would. If it was to benefit what I was doing in a New York second. I think the best thing you could do for other people is the will of other people and to help other people, right? It's not so much about me. And I couldn't wake up for years, man, without doing something for somebody else, right? So, and I still feel that we need to do more, right? People are hurting in this country. They're hurting worse now than they were 6 years ago, by far. By far. So I got to do what I got to do, right? And but I am going to do those podcasts. I'm going to try and have fun with it anyways. I'm going to get in the orange jumpsuit. I do know a lot. Okay, I'm a street smart guy, and that's a fact. Everybody knows it. Anybody that really knows me knows I'm very street smart. I grew up on the streets. I was never homeless, that type of street guy. But the mentality, and we're going to talk about all kinds of crazy things that happen, okay, in the prison system to some people, right? It's going to be interesting, very interesting. I don't know if I'll get a ban from YouTube for it or what. Time will tell, right? I don't know if I'm going to make it private, but we're going to do it. We're going to have fun with it. So what's everybody doing today? It's a beautiful day outside in southwestern Ontario. Where are you located, CJ? I want to cut my grass before 1 because the jet skis are leaving at 1. You're in Alberta? What part of Alberta? in Edmonton, Calgary, Lethbridge. I've been to all those towns too, by the way, more than once. A story about the West Edmonton Mall. Oh, first a buddy of mine says, "Hey Leo, I want to make some money." And I go, "Always, I'm in BC." He says, "Drive this truck full of grass." I said, "Oh yeah, where?" "To the West Edmonton Mall." I said, "Yeah, okay." And he was paying me 100, $200 a pound to move to drive, right? So I'm in shorts and a t-shirt. It's beautiful in Vancouver, beautiful. And I drive, and by the time I got to the West Edmonton Mall, there was 18 inches of snow on the ground. I jump out of the truck, and I'm like, "You got to be joking me." So that was my first time in Edmonton, and I lasted about what, a minute and a half. I dropped it off, jumped back in the truck, and drove back to Vancouver. I couldn't believe the difference in weather from Vancouver, and it's only what, a 10-hour drive to Edmonton, if that, right? I couldn't believe the difference. The difference was insane. So here I am in sandals, shorts, and a t-shirt. My buddy said, "Go into the mall and buy some clothes." I said, "I'm going back to Vancouver. I'm spending 10 cents." So I didn't even step into the West Edmonton Mall. You know, I wanted to, really, I did. It's Canada's largest mall. They got a water park and all kinds of crazy shit in there, right? I ended up going to the West Edmonton Mall, but not that time, right? Hey, King, what's happening? So yeah, with all this crazy shit going on in the world today, you got the Zionists. I didn't even, believe me, I'm not happy with Israel at all. Okay, really, I got a lot of Lebanese friends. Uh, they're Christians, Muslim friends. 'Cause they're from Lebanon. Uh, and they're just down to earth people. And I always thought, Lebanon's a nice place in the Middle East, right? And now they're destroying it, right? It's not cool at all. Not cool. The solution, and they're saying, "Oh, we need a two-state solution," and it'll never happen in Gaza or the West Bank. There's a lot of blood on their hands, and for folks that went through the Holocaust, okay, that are Jewish, and there's millions of them that were executed by the Nazis. Okay, you would think they'd be passive, not aggressive. Okay, and they blaming it all on the October 10th. This stuff's been going on since October 10th last year. This has been going on for a long time. So it's tough to comprehend, right? Living in North America and in Canada, and we're just sitting back looking through the glass going, really? Really? You got Iran now threatening to use ballistic missiles on Israel, and Israel vice versa, and you got the Ukraine's cracking open one of their nuclear facilities there, one of their hydro plants that are run by nuclear. You got the Russians saying they want to do this and that. And it's like, wow, man. Wow, the world is very strange today, a lot stranger than it was 4 years ago. And people in the U.S., well, Trump. Hey, I get it. There was peace when Trump was there. He wasn't in. He's the only president ever not to have any battles going on. And if he did, we didn't hear about it, and we still haven't heard about it, right? So, I'm all about peace. And the man or the woman, okay, whoever it is, who speaks peace and does peace is the ones that should be, okay, elected. And you're from Iran? Man, oh man. Where are you living now, King? You America, Canada? I grew up with a couple Iranian guys that came here in the 70s. Came here in the 70s, and I went to high school with them in the 80s. Very cool guys, man. Watch. I will dance again. We will dance again. What is that? Is that the new camera system?
Yeah.
One sec, I want to take a look. Oh yeah, that's pretty clear. So you got the voice. I'm just looking at my new camera system my wife just bought. Surveillance.
I don't know why it's making that noise though.
You're probably close to a speaker or something. Oh yeah, that's really clear. Really clear. I'm looking at the surveillance here.
Okay. I want it done today.
Okay, you'll get it done today. Now you gotta hang up cameras. So now you can watch me.
Just close that up. I'm trying to
I just close that up. Sorry about that. So are you still living in Iran? Oh, you're in Toronto. Okay. Much safer. And yes, Anasty says she don't trust any government. I don't trust them. I'll tell you, from what I've just seen in the last 10 years, it's brutal. Even when the conservatives were in, and we had Stephen Harper running the show, and a lot of people, oh, things were a lot better with Stephen Harper. No, they weren't. Okay, they were not. We had high interest rates, high unemployment rates with Stephen Harper. Now, what he did do is, he did get tough on crime, and anybody that sold marijuana went to prison, and I was one of those guys caught up in the net for weed, and that was wrong. I think in 2008, in a 2-year span, there was 2 point something million convictions or charges for marijuana and convictions. Now, at the time, Canada only had 30 million people. So 2 million's a lot. So what happened? It backfired in his face, and a lot of people started challenging it in the Supreme Court of Canada, because cannabis to me is no different from tomatoes or lettuce, and it's probably less lethal than a lot of people's tomatoes and lettuce. And we ended up winning a bunch of Supreme Court challenges all the way from 2000, and I think it started in 2000 with Terry Parker Jr., and it ended with Neil Allard, in BC, right? And Jason Wilcox. There's a bunch of rulings that happened right through the Supreme Court. Now, to go to the Supreme Court of Canada and to make a challenge, against a charter challenge is what it's called, it costs in the upwards of $1 million in legals. Now, what we did is we did a bunch of GoFundMes for Jason Wilcox, and Neil Allard, and we generated enough money to pay a guy named John Conroy in BC, one of the top lawyers, and it was over $1 million, man. And what happens is if you win, then you get the money back, and all the court costs, are reimbursed. So Jason Wilcox ended up getting the money back, and he just beat feet. Nobody got their money back. He kept it, and it was the end. The end of me ever doing a GoFundMe for a charter challenge, right? It was good because he did win, and it opened the doors for a lot of things, right, on the grow. So he did open the doors, but it came with a cost to a lot of people, right? And he ended up beat feeting with the money, right? And the lawyer claims he got all the money back, this and that. And I've talked to the lawyer. So, nothing's for free. So in order to make a challenge in this country, you better have deep pockets. And that's why a lot of people, oh, well, my charter rights have been violated. Okay, challenge it. Okay, aren't you going to challenge it? Nobody challenges it for free. Lawyers don't work for free. So, yeah, if you're just watching now, RV, yeah, I got monetized. CJ was the first guy ever to give me any money on this platform. And thank you, CJ. Yeah, I'm streaming question periods. Is that what it says on there? Well, it's not question period. I'm just reaching out. But that's all good. You got to go. Have a good one. You know what, Troll? Yeah, I got to cut this short soon because I got a lot of things I want to do and not enough time of the day because their days are getting a lot shorter. But I do want to get up on the water today. I want to cut my lawn, hopefully for the last time this year. But you never know down here, right? So I'm gonna get all my shit done that I have to get done because I've been lagging. Yeah, thanks, CJ. You have a good day too. And everybody out there watching, I can't even see, my eyes are shot. But yeah, I just wanted to pop on and say, things are changing anyways. I don't know if it's for the better or for the worse. I can't see it being for the better because, when I look at my paycheck every week, it's getting worse. What I get to keep is not much at the end of the day, right? And it's wrong. So I'm going to end this right now, guys. And you guys have a blessed day, blessed weekend. Make the best of it. Uh, eat well, drink the same, right? So I'm going to go to a beer fest. There's a lot of things I want to do today, right? Not enough time in the day to do it. So I'm going to check it out. Ciao, guys.